Now, like I said, they're going to lean on the running game, Mike. I think that's safe to say. And we all know what Kevin Harris did last year during that 2020 season. And what was craziest about what Kevin did, rushing for over 1,100 yards, was the fact that it got to a point in the Carolina season where teams knew the Gamecocks were going to run it, right? I mean, they just knew, right? And he just kept keeping on. I mean, he kept doing his thing. Now you get Marshawn Lloyd back from injury, who I know you guys ranked very, very highly as one of the top impact guys last year. He gets hurt. He's clear to go with everything June 1st. He made clear via social media. And then you see Zaquandre White in the spring game. And I thought Rashad Amos looked pretty good out of the backfield when he came in his limited time. But mainly it's going to be Harris and Lloyd. I think they have the potential to be truly that 1-2 punch, that dynamic you look for in an SEC backfield. Just talk about the running game at South Carolina. Again, you also returned 4 of 5 offensive linemen with over 100 career starts amongst them. Again, I know they weren't great last year, but anytime you have veterans like that, it's only going to help you. And again, they help pave the way for what Kevin Harris did. What do you like about the Gamecocks running game? Again, Harris, Lloyd, you can take a look at that. Where does it rank for you? Like you said, I think you said it's one of the best, if not the best backfield in the conference.
Well, I'm going to try to piss you off real quick. So why do South Carolina fans hate Mike Bobo so much when I personally, I didn't know who the hell Kevin Harris was last year. And I thought he was one of the best running backs in the SEC. Now, we got to give Kevin Harris all the credit in the world, but Mike Bobo was the one that was dialing up those plays with, I know probably your answer is probably going to be the quarterback play, but the fact that they were able to run the ball without having an effective quarterback, I mean, I think that's a credit to the play calling. And, they basically had one receiver that I thought was reliable in Shi Smith. So can you answer my question first?
About what the Bobo? I mean, yeah, Carolina fans definitely hate Bobo. I mean,
But last year it was the defense that fell apart. I mean,
it was. It most certainly was. I mean,
South Carolina would have had a good team.
Yeah, you give up 100. No, and trust me, dude. I defended Colin Hill throughout the season. Trust me. I'm with you there. Carolina fans hate Mike Bobo. Heck, we sell shirts that say all my homies hate Mike Bobo. So I mean, if that gives you any indication. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people rocking those when Auburn visits Columbia the week before the Clemson game. But
that's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, no,
Auburn
for sure.
Coming to Columbia.
Yeah, the fact they're coming there 2 years in a row too. No, that whole saga, which it's wild, by the way, Mike. And we could get on a whole other tangent about this, but it's wild how Mike Bobo came to South Carolina, brings a transfer quarterback, starts said transfer quarterback, and then of course with the Ryan Helinski, he transfers. He goes to Auburn. Now he's bringing in a transfer quarterback. Like, there's the same exact, like, it feels, I'm like, well, we've seen this movie before. But to your point, and again, Gamecock fans may hate me for it. I was when Mike Bobo was named, remember Shane Beamer named as the OC, right? He named, we're going to keep him around. I told Gamecock fans, hey, like you're mentioning, he didn't do as bad of a job as I think People want someone to blame. You know that. People want someone to blame. I don't think he did quite as bad of a job as everybody made it out to be. It was more the Helinski thing, I think, that drove the hate for Bobo. But I defended Colin Hill. He was a game manager, but for the offense and the weapons they had in the wide receiver room, I mean, what else are you going to ask him to do? I mean, honestly, and the only thing I was disappointed with, I thought they went to Doty too late, to be honest with you. But that's here nor there. But yeah, so.
Oh yeah, so okay. To answer your question,
we could spend. By the way, we could spend the entire offseason with Gamecock fans just talking about the Mike Bobo, Ryan Helinski saga. People will never let that go. I'm telling you.
There you go. I just lined up to your next 3 months of content.
Literally. Thank you.
If I'm a South Carolina fan, maybe I'm looking at it as kind of like Texas A&M, who obviously had a hell of a year last year. You can't make complete comparison because it's different rosters, different coaching staff, obviously. But Texas A&M, I know Kellen Mond gets a ton of credit for what he did, and he's a good player. But that was an offense led by the offensive line, led by their running back Spiller, who is kind of like a Kevin Harris, and then Anaya Smith, who, if South Carolina uses Marshawn Lloyd like they did him, where kind of an explosive back out of the field, and they also use him in the return game. They also use him as a receiver. I think that's your recipe for South Carolina this upcoming season. And like I said, that's what drove Texas A&M to a 9-1 season, second best record in the SEC. And if I'm the Gamecocks, I'm trying to follow that blueprint. And like I said, Kellen Mond, hell, he just got drafted in the NFL. I'm not trying to crap on him, but he was just never, an elite game breaker, and they just never really had the receivers, I thought, to win the SEC. So hey, it's that kind of matches what the Gamecocks have right now. So that's the blueprint I'm looking at, and I hope the South Carolina staff is kind of doing the same.